Most founders think burnout happens to weak leaders. That's wrong. Burnout happens to the strongest founders, the ones carrying everything, the ones everyone depends on, the ones who refuse to break. And that is exactly why startups collapse. In the venture world, there's one topic nobody wants to talk about: CEO burnout. Investors talk about growth, founders talk about vision, teams talk about culture, but behind many startups, there's a founder who is slowly running out of energy. And when the founder collapses, the company collapses. And not because the idea failed, not because the market disappeared, because the system depends on one person. Part 1. The hidden pressure of startup leadership. Startup leadership looks exciting from the outside. Funding rounds, scaling teams, building products, pitching investors. But inside the company, the pressure is completely different. A founder carries 4 types of pressure at the same time: responsibility for the company, responsibility for the team, responsibility for investors, responsibility for their own family, and most founders try to carry all 4 alone. That is the beginning of burnout, not workload, isolation. Part 2. Why the best founders burn out. The strongest founders have 3 traits: extreme responsibility, high standards, relentless execution. Those traits build companies. Those same traits destroy founders. Because strong founders don't slow down when pressure rises. They increase speed. They work longer. They take more decisions. They absorb more problems. Eventually, the company becomes dependent on the founder's nervous system. That is the moment where burnout becomes inevitable. Part 3. The early warning signs nobody notices. Founder burnout rarely starts with exhaustion. It starts with subtle changes. Decision fatigue, shorter patience with the team, loss of strategic thinking. Everything becomes operational. The founder is reacting instead of leading. At that point, the company still looks successful from the outside. Revenue is growing, hiring continues. But internally, the founder is slowly losing control of energy. And when that energy drops too far, performance follows. Part 4. The real danger, founder dependency. Burnout becomes dangerous when the company cannot operate without the founder. This is what happens in many startups. The founder is the strategist, the sales leader, the culture holder, the crisis manager, the decision maker. Everything flows through one person. That creates speed in the early stage, but in scale phase, it becomes a risk. If the founder slows down, the entire organization slows down. This is not a personal problem. It is a structural design flaw. Part 5. Why investors rarely talk about this. Most investors measure companies using financial metrics: revenue, growth, runway. But one of the biggest risk factors in a startup is rarely measured: founder energy. When the founder burns out, strategic thinking disappears. Leadership weakens, team alignment drops, execution slows down. The company becomes reactive instead of focused. That is how promising startups lose momentum. Not because of competition, because the founder ran out of capacity. Part 6. The solution founders rarely consider. Most founders try to fix burnout with rest. Take a holiday, sleep more, disconnect. That helps temporarily. But burnout in founders is usually not caused by fatigue. It is caused by structure. When the company structure forces the founder to carry everything, recovery is impossible. The only real solution is redesign. Redesign how decisions flow. Redesign leadership layers. Redesign responsibilities. redesign how energy is protected. That is how founders return stronger, not by slowing down, by building a system that no longer drains them. Startup burnout is not a weakness. It is a signal that the founder has become the central operating system of the company. And no company should depend on one nervous system. Strong founders learn to rebuild the structure before the collapse happens. Because the goal is not to survive the startup journey. The goal is to build something that can grow without destroying the person who started it. If you are a founder and you feel the pressure increasing while the company keeps growing, pay attention, because burnout rarely appears suddenly. It builds slowly. That is exactly why we developed the Founder Burnout Risk Scan. It shows founders where the real pressure points are inside their company and leadership structure. You can take the scan through the link below and see where your risk actually is.